Somebody I know put out a deposit on that Inka trailer and they lost their deposit. The company went bankrupt before they took delivery. Huge demand. How long it'll last? Who'll be left standing when it's over? Who knows? Who knows how to run a company? I'm going to include some backstory in this video about running a teardrop trailer company.
So many things that affect the RV industry as a whole in a negative way tend to affect the teardrop market in a positive way.
We are, well, sort of.
Okay. You are Bert.
I'm Cosmo.
Oh my God!
Oh, really? Have you seen my videos?
Of course, I've seen all of them.
Well, thank you. Thank you for being
You're
here.
one of the reasons why we're here.
Steve Corcoran with Vistabule Teardrop Trailers. The general manager, entitled, deal with a lot of operational aspects of the business, supply chain side. Get involved with Bert a lot on design details, kind of the evolution of, and then the financial world is a heavy hitter for me too. Some of the things that Cosmo decided to do his trailer are not available for other folks out there in the world. He is up to things that most of you are not up to as it relates to his relationship with us. He's an independent guy. We're not
affiliated.
We're not affiliated, right?
No, we're not. I'm just. How many people order an aluminum frame as opposed to steel?
Okay, so steel is the base, so it is an upcharge for the aluminum frame.
How much is that upcharge?
It is.
It's on your website.
It's on my website.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
I would say about 80% of customers opt for the aluminum. And it varies. Each production run varies a little bit, but I'm going to.
Yeah. 80%. Your customer base is using primarily Subaru Outbacks and cars. They're not. You must get trucks, but I think primarily people are in smaller cars. They want better gas mileage. Keeping the weight down is really, it opens it up to more vehicles.
Yes.
You know, some of your competitors, their trailers start at 1,600 pounds.
The base is like 1,330, so that's just a no option base steel frame trailer. So you're actually, if you just took that trailer and put an aluminum frame, you're down below that. You're in the 12s.
What percentage of people get air conditioning?
About 50.
About 50. Okay.
Yeah. Got to be plugged in. So that's one of the things. If you're a boondocker, you're not going to be plugging in. Mm-hmm. AC is not a function that you can actually use.
The air conditioner goes right in the middle of the headboard in the back.
Yep.
Now, what percentage of people get heat?
More, I would say 60 to 70.
Yeah.
It's
wonderful option.
It is a wonderful option.
Wonderful.
In terms of me, especially if you're, living where we live, northern half
Minnesota.
of the country, right? Even if you live wherever, go into the mountains and stuff, overnight temps drop surprisingly low, right? Your ability to be comfortable, go out and experience a day that's chilly, you hop in and bam, you're warmed up.
It's so cozy.
Wonderful.
I mean, you're in there, in your jammies, and it's the storm is raging outside.
I mean, warming up the cabin and the mattress is like, okay, it's ready.
Then we have the Spartans who don't want propane. What percentage of people get propane?
So the trigger would be either stove or heat or both. So either one of those requires you to have the propane kind of base system.
Yeah, the stove. So how many people get a stove?
I'm going to say in general, you're talking about 80% of the people or more are getting a kind of a more robust galley setup with sink and cooktop. Occasionally somebody will get just one or the other.
Yeah.
So they usually go together. People want to have a more robust, food prep capability back there.
Lithium batteries?
Lithium batteries, probably, this is one I'm a little bit less confident, but let's go with 70% of people.
Oh, really?
Are going with lithium battery. Might be even higher than that.
Yeah.
I mean, the battery that we use is notably capable above and beyond some of the standard concerns that go along with lithium batteries. So I will get into all.
Does it have the heating elements in it where it'll help generate its own heat?
They sell one that does. My point of view, and we'll probably be putting a blog post out on this, but my point of view is that you generally don't need it if you're using the trailer, you're camping in the trailer, you're heating it, your body heat.
Yes.
The battery bin is in the cabin. Mm-hmm. Now, not that it's not, touching walls, but we buffer it with basically some a tape separation, if you will. So there's a little bit of air that gets in there. But we had a couple that lived through a Minnesota winter in their trailer with a lithium battery and did not have an issue with it. So
wow.
I'm going to tell you that.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Once you get the heat going, I notice mine tends to heat up the back of the kitchen, the galley a little bit because of the airflow. It's drawing air in, and there's a few holes to the back, and it seems to draw a little airy, and it's prevented water from freezing in 7 degrees for me.
Sure.
I had a little bit of ice in the water, but I was able to get through the trip.
Yeah, it's tricky. Water system is tricky, right?
Yeah, water
tank,
system is very
tank,
tricky.
It's outside.
I'm not saying just go fill your tank up and go out and camp. I had water in containers. I drained everything, you know.
Sure.
So yeah, but I put the containers in the galley and took out the refrigerator, and the water stayed liquid. So I was very happy about that.
Extreme cold temps, you know, your propane
All RVs.
evaporation rates, right? There's just some physics out there, some chemistry that goes along with temperature variation. Occasionally, maybe 10-15% get a bike rack, which is compatible with the same space. You're one or the other.
Yeah.
It's a 2-bike rack.
Can you have both?
You can have both. You're just gonna have to swap them, right? It's 4 bolts.
Okay. Okay. I noticed you guys don't support a roof rack.
We don't. You know, the shell design is such that you know, we played with it for a little bit. It ended up being a mount in basically in the trim rail here. Some people did what we suggested they don't do, put big boats up there, crosswinds, you know, driving down the freeway, and had a tear out on one side. So we just decided we're going to take a step back because we can't control what people are going to do, and they're going to have unfortunate outcomes. You know, the trailers that are doing the big rack systems, it's a little bit different design in terms of the cabin shell. So we've just shied away from it. We're really leaned into, and most people end up getting the rooftop solar. I'm going to go with 80 to 90% of people get that. It's an obstruction for that. So you're playing a little bit of a trade-off game there.
I noticed some people like the Sunshady, Yakima, whatever it is, awning, you know, it's bigger and all that, and they're putting on roof racks. Is that, you know, that's a much lighter weight and much lighter stress. Is it doable?
We don't offer it.
You don't offer it, but a home do-it-yourselfer who wants to muck with their trailer?
I mean, anybody can do whatever they want to do with their trailer. We're not selling them, but we're not endorsing them.
Yeah. Don't come crying to you if
Don't
you're...
come crying to me.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, I've seen a number of them on the road.
Correct. You see those, and those were, you know, those were people that were took advantage of the rack when we were offering it, and they are using it the way that it could be used safely. And
so if you're saying you might get away with it,
Okay, since then, right, we've introduced the awning. There's just things that for us make sense to just keep simple.
Yeah. I had to roll up the Vistabule sunshade and rain canopy here. Also, it's just way too windy, and the good news is, you know, you can bungee this on here. It's in the channel, and you can snug it up. So if the wind lets up, I can just throw up these poles, and I have stakes in the ground here, and I can just put this up again in a few minutes. It really goes up very quickly, but the wind is just too much here. I just figured I'd hunker down in the Vistabule for shelter and take this thing down while I can.
The option list is deep. We covered some of the heavy hitters.
I technically have one, but I haven't taken it out yet.
What do you mean you technically have one?
Well, so we had an R&D trailer that's got this black plasticky stuff on the side, and it didn't end up working. But that's
so you mean Bert's giving you second you know, second run trailer? Is Bert, you know?
He has an experimental trailer.
Yeah.
Experimental trailer.
I see. Put it off the markdown shelf, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It would probably be, I think, 10 days. We went to Utah.
Utah, a nice place, yeah.
Yeah, and I brought my 2 dogs with me.
Great.
Slept in it with my husband and the 2 dogs, so
yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
All right.
Well, first of all, people take care of the Vistabules at different levels. Some people, an old trailer, in fact, the first trailer we built on Steffi Weems. Whenever I see that trailer, I'm just totally amazed. It looks brand new, and yet she uses it all the time.
Yeah.
She's a weekend camper. She likes to use it regularly. So it's pristine, and that doesn't always happen. So sometimes people are pretty rough with their trailers.
Fiona. I'm Karen.
And your sisters?
This is model number 16. Super lightweight. We tow it everywhere. Subaru Outback. Actually, the previous owner already had a bunch of retrofitting done. I was just getting a little bit of an upgrade, fixing a fender here. I put in a furnace. We were looking for a while. We were looking to buy a used one. but couldn't find any in the range that we're looking to purchase it for. And then when our friend was going to sell this, it just happened. It didn't even make it to the forum. We're neighbors, so she was like, "Oh, I'm interested in selling," and we're like, "We're interested in buying."
We do have issues where somebody backs into a stump and we have to replace their fender. Or we've had people put a forklift through the galley hatch, you know.
So yeah, you're gonna
replace the hatch. We'd really like it if nothing bad ever happens to this Vistabule, and you know, we can just continue to blithely build trailers and not ever have to repair them. But we do. In fact, that's becoming a dedicated part of the business, as it should be. We want to get them back on the road, and we want them to be happy.
Well, we're our goal is to make 16 trailers a month. So that is whatever that is. It's around it's somewhere near 200 a year. Yeah. You mean when will we be making that many?
Yes.
We are right now. I think sometime in July we will have hit 100 trailers. This July will be about 100 for the year. That's where the old shop stopped. It's about 1,500 square feet, and this is about 1,300 or 1,400 square feet. So we just about doubled the size.
Yeah.
And that machine takes up most of the space. So this machine, which Bert purchased, and that dust collector goes with that machine. They're paired together. Well, it's different than the old machine. The old machine has it's a pod-based machine.
Pod-based.
So those little blue pods that you may have seen in the last time you visited.
Pods.
Yeah.
What year is that from?
That one's from 2000. Yeah, so this one is different. This one doesn't have pods. It has a big vacuum table. So this piece of MDF is.
So these are vacuum holes?
No, the vacuum pump pulls right through this material. There's a huge vacuum matrix underneath this. It has two great big vacuum pumps in the back, which is what we're working on right now.
Okay.
Because they create a lot of heat in here. And so we're building a shed for them to go outside. I mean, it took a few months to learn the software and to learn how the machine operates.
Who does the software? Who programs it?
I do. This machine, we have several, 300 different programs that we use for the Vistabule. And that software is an early version of this software. So I have now translated all of that software into this machine.
Okay.
So, and what you do is you take each individual piece of software, which makes one thing, like your shelf in there.
Yeah.
And then you can load that into a nesting software and put more than one on the sheet. Well, like these door tables that you have in your trailer, it will make 5 of them out of one sheet. So
how long does that take to make 5 of them?
About 20, 25, 28 minutes.
So how many parts are in a Vistabule?
Around 250 or something like that.
250 wood parts.
Yeah.
Is it realistic to say that this will cut the wait time in half?
It will eventually.
By end of year, maybe?
I mean, he wants to have a wait time, I think, of 3 or 4 months is what he'd like to have.
Yeah, 12 weeks. Yeah, that's what most people are offering.
So, I mean, our part of it is to get up to a point where we can comfortably do 200 trailers. So that's 50 weeks. So, we need to do 4 trailers a week.
Yeah.
And so we have been doing 2 up until about February, but now between February and now we've went from 2 to 4 a week. We are not only making more, but I feel like the machining this machine does is actually higher quality than the Wiki. It runs faster. Because you're using a big spoiler board, it's much easier to hold the parts down. So this is technical, but what that means is the more surface area you have, the more it holds down, the faster you can run the router. So this router runs at 14, 15 meters a minute, where a lot of the programs on that router will run at 3, 4, or 5 meters a minute fast.
Yeah.
So it runs faster, but that also means you can run at a higher RPM. So that means the bit is turning faster, and then it therefore has to cut faster in order for it not to
removing
get
more
hot.
wood, yeah.
But it can go a lot faster, and it makes a much nicer edge. So it makes it easier for us to sand. So
you do the sanding here.
Yeah, we do all the sanding here, and then custom finish. They do all the spraying.
And they're all finished here. Now, what does finishing entail? Just spraying it? That's it? Okay, and it is a water-based, non-volatile organic compound, which is very has a good environmental story, and it ends up being waterproof.
Yeah, I don't think we use any we don't use any toxic chemicals.
You don't have cancer warnings on your wood?
No, we don't have cancer warnings for this.
Oh, good, good.
It's been a stressful couple months. It was a tough year. I would give Steve a lot of credit at Vistabule.
Yeah.
I mean, he has just been the master of material acquisition.
He's a project manager of a lot of this?
Yeah, I mean, he has been able to find materials. And well, I think we're in good shape for the rest of this year for sure right now, I think.
Well, Bert, I just want to thank you. I know you got to get back to work. What did you do before you did trailers for a living?
I can't remember. I've been a woodworker. Been at a woodworking shop for my adult life.
Yeah.
So I've done custom woodworking. I've done office furniture. I've done futon frames, waterbed frames.
Yeah.
You remember waterbed?
Yeah, I had one. Yeah.
A lot of waterbed frames.
Yeah.
And then I designed a kind of a line of furniture that. Fernucci, right.
Yeah.
Use synthetic wine corks to assemble. Maybe I'll make a Fernucci Vistabule.
Did you ever work for Scientology, or should we not go there?
I worked at when I moved to New York. So in New York, in Manhattan, and I got a job at a company called Loftcraft, and they make like loft beds, and it was a Scientology company. And I only worked there for 2 weeks until they said my reactive mind was blown, or something. You know, I kind of was insulted, but I said, I'll give you 2 weeks, but I can't do this anymore. And they said, oh, you should probably leave now.
It's pretty funny, for all my boondocking and travels and things that I do and the fun I have, this is the mainstay of my camping. Even though I come to the same spot all the time, the birds change, the wildlife changes, the insects change. Right now we're in lightning bug season, and lightning bugs are everywhere. I can't possibly get a photograph of them with my cameras, but these trees all around here, all these trees at night, they are all lit up. It looks like a Christmas display or something. I'm out here in the Perseid meteor shower now. The past 2 nights that I've been here, it has not been clear, but today it looks like we're going to get a really clear night. And I plan on having a glass of wine, putting on some music, turning out the lights, and just looking, laying underneath the window and having a beautiful view.